of dying, natural stuns and strong level 1s. They try to get something out of it.
Let's see how these lanes go then. So as you say, the pick of the Wind Ranger, you feel that this lane, Limp, he's got the potential to outplay Quaker as a Viper in this 1v1.
Yeah, it's all about like you do well in the matchup, and then as soon as you're at level 6, if you're able to go that rush javelin, you get a rotation or something, you can kill that Viper and stop him pretty much entirely. We've seen a lot of times now Vipers, they've learned how to play this matchup, and they actually just always just nether toxic push the wave, and then Wind Ranger actually kind of struggles a bit because you don't hit 6 first if you don't get denies. So it's really all about the deny game. Nice little range creep denied from Limp.
Down it on the bottom lane.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Find a courier.
What did that courier ever do to
anyone?
anyone?
Here for Liquid, and this lane as a whole, this boxy Tiger duo, the Spirit, and
this is very tough for S4. It's an Alchemist versus Ursa, and not just an Ursa, it's an Ursa with a Grimstroke, one of the best enabling supports in the game. So it is very hard. They have to be very careful how they use their stuns, and they have to force the lane in constantly with Acid Spray. So you gotta be a little bit more careful next time. Sounds good.
Do that. We'll take a quiet beating here from Insania.
My thanks.
And going back to bottom lane, this is the boring lane. This one, Ursper and Enigma can't really threaten PA too much, especially not with an Undying at the back. They just have to play to maximize. Just get those denies going, block the camps, don't let Alliance pull back, and just get boxy so that he can get timings, not really slow down the PA besides just idle denies. Yeah, going forward, we're seeing Mango being brought. He farms the small camp, pushes in the mid wave too, so he's getting just a little bit more out of Limp, but Limp does have a couple more denies.
If Quaker keeps playing it like this, as you say, just aggressively, he's probably going to get more farm out of it. They're trying to get it onto Mickey. They've got the concoction here. S4 is going to lay it down. It's not enough damage. S4 is still going to be very careful. Insania has not the mangoes, but no cooldowns at the moment. They've got the backup. Tiger rolls in straight away over towards Hanskin. They won't get S4, but they'll get the Lion. As Hanskin falls, another kill for Mickey in this safe lane.
Bottom. FNG wants to punish that movement, though. He skills the tombstone for this.
Getting it onto Boxy, and they'll do it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
To, as you say, just at least making an aggressive move themselves to mirror the action the Liquid's bringing up top.
Thanks!
Yeah,
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
There was like a double creep wave going under the tower there for the Enigma, so it's really cool that FNG goes for a tombstone point. It's never something you really see. It's always going to be that story level 2. They just capitalize because of their spirit rotations. I like that. As we'll be seeing that a lot. We'll be watching Taiga always making that TP toward top whenever they see a kill opportunity, because he can leave the Enigma alone for the most part. Foxy might have to just be a little more cautious. I don't think he expected that to him.
Seeing him not get quite as much as nikobaby is down on that bottom lane. It's farm in comparison. Mickey puts a little slow. Top lane Mickey. He's taking so much damage each time that he gets in range of this Ursa. A very spooky lane for him to be in.
He's completely out of mana too, so he doesn't have a concoction to slow things down. As Hanskin has to go check runes, he will be able to find a nice arcane rune for Limp. Going to be really nice for more constant power shot spams. Koikpa is still winning the matchup. He's going to get the 6 a little bit earlier than Limp. That means a little bit harder for Limp to set up for a kill, unless he gets a rotation. And seeing a nikobaby again this time around. 2 times I've seen where he's given mostly free farm, and he goes for Orb of Corrosion rather than just rushing the for like Trance Battle Fury.
Radiant's courier just got killed
as well, so it's a little bit of a difference.
Dire structures are fortified. Killing spree.
It's a lane that they're giving quite a lot to Mickey. Mickey pretty much free farming as the Ursa, and he's got 3 kills to his name here before the 5-minute mark in that safe lane. Bottom. They're trying poking onto Boxy, but this time Tiger, he's there by Boxy's side. And if anything, nikobaby and FNG have to be kind of careful how aggressive they get into all of these Eidolons.
S4 kind of has to just ditch the lane for top. This is
so much
a pretty big concern for Alliance. I don't think that they can really lane up here too much more. Like, Mickey's got his ring of health. He's got Open Venom. If they just keep coming into this lane, like, Insania and them they're just going to keep getting all these kills. So I think S4 just has to jungle, which that's going to hurt them a lot in this early game. As now that's going to just, full alleviation. Now Taiga gets to pick and choose everything he wants to do in this game as his 4 position, since their top lane is just broken on Alliance.
I'm interested to see, as you say, sort of after the orbital corrosion in the phase, which route nikobaby wants to go. If he does still want to go for the Battle Fury, if he wants to go for sort of that full fight. We have seen him before. He's one of the PA players that does still like to go the route of just the straight deso and get involved with the team. And I guess that wouldn't fare too bad here, right? Because you've got a fantastic roster to fight around with. When you look at the other heroes of Alliance, they want to get involved in that
Dire's
early
middle
action.
tower isn't going to last long.
You know, used in a way to punish Mickey, going for that Battle Fury build-up and maybe find an opening against Liquid's lineup.
Perhaps I'm a little worried if nikobaby does show up to fight because he's playing into Viper, that he just gets Nether Toxin and dies every time, but
sure.
We'll see which one he does opt to go for. I mean, Mickey is just fully enabled, so he's going to have this timing quite a bit better. And as we know, Liquid, they love their stacks. They're going to have those stacks at the ready for this Ursa very early on.
Denied.
See. Top S4 now starting to be able to get a little bit of farm here under the tower.
Yeah, he's got his bottle. Rotation is starting to come from Quakefoot. It's spotted, though. This ward inside the river. Both wards actually pretty much on top of each other. They will see Quakefoot making the move up. Instania.
A little aggressive onto Instania, but as you say, they're aware of what's going on. Bottom lane, Boxy
Dire's
gets
bottom
jumped upon
tower is being
immediately out of
chipped
the
away.
I wasn't.
Good tower damage coming out here from Alliance, FNG. You even see the Undying
Double
beating on
damage.
that tower. It's
Dire's
getting pretty
middle
low.
tower
This is
is
nice
under
pressure coming out
attack.
every time they do see an opportunity when Taiga leaves. Are seeing Alliance capitalizing on this.
It looks like Dire fortified their
Gonna get put
structures.
into deny range any second now.
They're able to stick around for the last hit.
Oh, look, Limp's actually making the connection over. This could be a really nice rotation.
Tiger is going to try
Dire
and
just
make the
denied
jump
their
forward
bottom
here. At the same
tower.
time, the nikobaby goes straight on to Boxy. Boxy sniped out by the power shot from Limp. They'll lose FNG, but this should be a cleanup for Alliance as Limp finds the setup onto Tiger. They clean up both kills. A tower, both heroes dead on the bottom lane. Alliance really getting that pressure into play down there.
Really nice play by Limp. And I love that FNG went for this. You know, a lot of times people would just default and go for, you know, your soul rip level 2 and stuff like that. These two moves that they made when they saw Taiga move out were so impactful. They've completely shut down the Enigma in this early start here. And now just, I mean, taking the offlane tower, that doesn't happen so much anymore. It used to be a big thing that we used to do in the past, but they're able to get it this early on. That's going to give a lot of freedom for nikobaby because he also has ward coverage. You know, they did put down the double wards to protect him, so this is some good stuff from Alliance here early on.
Yeah, they already got some idea. As you say, good vision starting to step into that triangle. And with having both of those tier 1s taken as early there as they have done, they've got a lot of routes for access to try and find the setup. So at the same time, then Liquid, they're coming off the back of their own smoke. Tiger moving Quakefoot into position. Quakefoot went for the brown boost, rushed into Rod of Atos, so he has got good setup for control. One lane Boxy getting poked upon, but they're going to see Quakefoot. They're going to make sure they get their cores out of it. FNG is going to get kicked up to the cliff. He'll be left behind, but at least nikobaby will be able to have the information to get himself out of it and not stick around. Same time, in the mid lane, Instania was trying to pick up some levels. Then he's able to go for the solo kill. In
Dire's
fact,
no
Boxy
killing
actually finds the option to get back in onto Boxy. As Liquid start to break back up and split up to their respective lanes, Boxy's
Not
left
much
alone, and
good's happening to
nikobaby
Radiant's bottom
leaves no
tower.
hesitation there as he
Someone
jumps for
better help
opportunity.
Dire's middle tower.
And his orbital corrosion and phase boots, they pay off for him to
Absolutely.
get those type of solo kills. Absolutely. So it ends up working out for him right there. Taiga, we see him get a nice D ward. And we are seeing Limp. He's got this, you know, he's got this good timing here now. After he gets that solo kill on Insania, he's got his Javelin. He's got Fairy's Trinket too, which is going to work really well with it. And he can actually set up for some nice focus fire kills. Mickey is that big monster, though, that they're going to have to deal with at some point, as he is the top of the net worth. And we're imagining, you know, Insania is going to start getting those stacks ready. We already see 3 double stacks inside their triangle, their defensive triangle.
So far, there's every reason to believe that Mickey, he's going to get this Battle Fury in good timing, and that item after it's going to come out seemingly just moments after, with the way that Liquid have managed to set up their half of the map. We'll see what Alliance is able to do about that bottom lane. Tiger trying to chase down Hanskin. They're bringing in Quakefoot again off the back of another smoke. See if he's going to have the setup. He should do here. Hanskin's been found. Quakefoot with the rotation gets himself the kill.
I like that he's went for the Atos build too this game, double mobility cores that can get
The fighting recommence.
which he probably would be in the most part this game anyway. You know, Brian was talking about how there's certain heroes that it doesn't really matter what items those heroes have, they'll just kill you based off their innate skill.
Radiant's
You know,
bottom
Ursa
tower
is
is under
absolutely
attack.
one of those.
Regeneration.
Just with that Viper versus Alk, so yeah, S4's game. It'll be tough, but he's just going to be this glorified kind of support to
Not
buff
much
up his
good's
allies.
happening to Radiant's
So
bottom
I think it's
tower.
all things said and done, only dying the once in that top lane. Yeah, that's kind kind of as good as you can ask for in the setup that he was
Radiant's
given
bottom
against the
tower is under attack.
Absolutely,
Okay,
especially
yeah.
with like an Earth Spirit who had the potential of him, like if he like dies once or twice afterwards, like Earth Spirit's just gonna thrive.
Radiant's bottom
yeah, so
tower's got
it's
problems.
It's good shit from Alliance.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
See, it's Limp, 500 gold off the Maelstrom. Tiger coming in the
They're
roll. He's
beating
gonna be
on
able to get both
Dire's
those
top
stacks
tower.
there. He is
Of course he is.
perfectly
This
done. I mean, as you say,
Look at the jungle.
they must spend many
those
hours
cracks
just sort
in
of
Dire's
stacking because
top
they
tower?
really do have it down to perfection. And at a level that we just don't see any other team really just hit the numbers. You know, you look at the squad, sure, people are stacking, but somehow Liquid, they just take it to another level. Every game,
these
every
players
year.
had years of experience practicing in Han. You know, that's all you did in Han was just stack camps, and they brought it here.
Well, what do you mean? Was that literally, what was the difference?
It was a huge meta in Han always for stacking. You could stack infinitely for a long time, so.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely some truth to that.
Yeah.
You know, the background of a lot of Liquid's players. And hey, it worked.
Yeah, it absolutely does, and they're able to slow down a little bit of this game. Don't think Alliance minds a slow down draft by any means with this
Radiant's
Alchemist able
bottom
to get space to
tower's got
farm these eggs
problems.
as he's halfway towards the first one. And nikobaby is farming unpressured, as they did get those towers so early on. And now Liquid, I could get set up on.
So they've got this, they don't land the shackle shot, but hey, there they have it here with Hansken dropping the
I
finger
guess
down.
Radiant fortified their structures.
Very nicely baited there, just waiting for him to jump in. Yeah, PA and Alchemist sitting back hitting jungle. Have to feel pretty good if you're Alliance, but there's that timing.
Here we go.
There's the Battle Fury, and
12
look at these
minutes.
stacks.
Oh boy, here we go. Decently faster than the average from Mickey.
And it's actually really important to point out too, I want to say like 90% of the times when I see Ursus, they have the 404 build or 414. He's got 1 point in the Earth Shock, so he has max overpower.
Yeah,
So
full
he's
farm.
fight ready as well. Pretty cool.
He's going to get a lot out of this, and to make sure that he's going to be, as you say, incredibly fight ready. Again, that BKB straight up after the Battle Fury. See that bottom Tiger. He's looking for the lead in onto FNG. They'll be able to find it. Limp is here with a wraparound though. Boxy trying to step over, but with the reveal of Wind Ranger in this area, Liquid, they don't want to try and push in any further.
Want some
No, they're still feeling like they can't force the issue. You know, Undying and Wind Ranger, they're very strong still during this time, especially if the Alchemist rotates over. Those tough fights for them really to just surround versus Undying. As we know, he's like the king of the early game.
Not much
They've done a
good's
great job
happening
in
to
this early game
Radiant's
on
bottom
Alliance.
tower.
6-6. Very nice and close, exactly how he wanted for the series.
Let's see how we're doing on nikobaby's Battle Fury. He's
Not
getting
bad.
there, of course. It is a little slower, but part of that down to the fact that he built this absorber corrosion, which I think in the long run is it did allow him to get those early kills. We see 3-0 and 1. He was able to really play his lane to its full potential with that build-up. And honestly, sure, it's not going to be a Battle Fury timing the same with the Ursa, but with the game this even, there's absolutely room for him to catch up. And as you say, eventually he's going to get that net worth boost from S4 and his action. Comes on S4, and he's going to get a walking straight
Killing
up.
spree.
He just steps up, drops a concoction on his head. Quakefoot wasn't ready for that one.
They perfectly set up for it too. I'm not sure how they exactly knew where he was, but S4 was so aware of the Viper's positioning. He hid in the tree lines, started the concoction stun before the Viper even turns the corner. Great setup from Alliance and another read of the play. Read of
Dire's
the map.
top tower is
Kill the
under
bottom
attack.
Earth Spirit setting up a room. Kill the Viper as he
Radiant's
set up
bottom
top
tower
and get
is under
another
attack.
tower. So they're in tier 1 already.
Dire's
super
top
quick
tower
pressure
has
here.
fallen. Radiant's bottom tower
14 minutes
is
in,
no
so taking
more.
all those towers already.
And S4 just gets to go back to his triangle, farm his stacks. He's got an Ags in a second. 500 already.
Okay.
500 off from it.
And you'd say, well, absolutely.
Dire's
first one
top
going to
tower
Limp.
is under attack.
Give it a Limp. Limp can literally be, he's so mobile that Viper can't match the mobility. And Viper still doesn't have boss. So, that Axe is going to be given super quick, but Limp is going to be making moves everywhere. And I think Liquid's really going to struggle to match that movement.
I mean, Mickey, he is going to be incredibly strong. This BKB timing is going to be very, very quickly. But for sure, the kiting potential and also the ability for Alliance to make the jump on him. He's got to be careful of Hansken or Limp getting that sort of angle from the trees and catching him by surprise.
Yeah, and also, Hansken's going to be getting pretty close to a blink now. This slow game, he's 1 in 3. He's just been able to sit back, get that passive gold going. The only thing Limp has to be careful of is really the support. The Atos and the 2 supports that have the lockdown, have the silences that can really bother him. Really, it's, get BKB and get gifted that Axe when he has that big timing versus the supports that he does have to worry about them.
I mean, and for as quick as the ATOS was, is it going to be a bit of a disappointment from his perspective that he wasn't able to find more? It all makes a difference on that. But we're going to see Alliance.
Double death gauntlet happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
They got the full and the tombstone.
Look how quickly it's dying.
It's already dead.
Just getting destroyed.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as
Alliance
bottom.
with an easy.
So tanky from that Axe being gifted. Koifa, he just walks under a ward down bottom. They're already setting up for him. Nikobaby's already on the charge.
By the way, making the job. Next set up, man's dead and he's gone.
Soil.
Visibility.
One here onto FNG here. Tiger. And the follow. Head's going to jump in. They're going to look to fight. Nikobaby goes for the back lines. He's looking for Instania, but Mickey jumps forward. They'll keep Instania alive. Now Koifa looks to turn. Trying to roll away, but they jump over. They finish him off. Link takes the kill.
With my thanks.
As the rest of Liquid will back up. They're not allowing
This ward is still watching him, though.
maybe they're trying to they take him down straight away. Tiger over the side.
Killing spree.
Set up there, buffed up by Insania, but it's not going to help him. As Tiger will get please. And we'll see. As into the pit they go. Alliance. They're going to go for this. As we said though, Liquid, they've got that jump. Can they find the opportunity? Can they get that angle though from boxing? Hot by Nikobaby, he turns straight away. They're looking to find that easy kills. He jumps into forcing the getter. Head off to the side. The shackles down. She's going to jump in. He gets the back over the turn him. Do they have to follow damage though? Esta is still looking pretty healthy. FNG is still alive. He can't kill him in time. As Nikobaby turns, crits down Boxy. Everyone's been down.
Mega kill.
Nikobaby is going to tear down S4 for the rest of Liquid.
Mega kill.
He's on the chase.
Double kill.
As it's only Instania left alive. As Alliance, they'll continue to run him down. As Liquid, they just can't find the fight there. Alliance were more than prepared. As it
Triple
really
kill.
seems that with every moment, Liquid just slipping further and further away from any opportunity they see that they really had this game to fight against Alliance. Alliance are getting so far ahead now off the back of that fight and what will now be another Roshan.
They made that fight look kind of easy. Liquid was trying at any type of avenues to approach this. Mickey kills the tombstone instantly, which feels like it's super impactful, but then he's kited away from the BKB of Nikobaby. The hole comes out, but there's no follow-up. They're all controlled during it. It's just a black hole with nothing else. Maybe just a stroke of fate from Insania, but Insania also can't get into the midst of the action. He has to play up on this.
He's already on the
Dire's top tower.
He's looking for action. He's going to jump over towards Boxing as the follow-up
Monster kill!
Alliance just picking apart.
You know, they were mentioning how earlier today it was versus like Willow and a couple other like straight counter ones.
Someone better
got
help
an
Dire's
excellent
middle
job from start
tower.
to finish in this game. And now onto the high ground. Still with a lot of time changes.
Owning. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Lays down another finger here to get the job done.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
They can't do
Radiant
anything.
structures have been
They really
snow
can't. Like
fortified.
Mickey, he needs
Dire's
MKB
middle
to be able
tower
to
is
hit the PA.
falling.
He can't just rely on the break
Radiant's
mechanics.
top tower is under Radiant's top tower has
I
fallen.
think he needs to. I don't know if MKB is going to cut it. This game is looking pretty rough here for Liquid. And that might just be an understatement of how well Alliance is
Dire's
playing
middle
against the
barracks
jump
have
over
fallen.
towards Tiger.
Dire's middle dominating fire with
Skills here from Liquid, from Alliance, 18 to 9.
Dire's middle
16K
barracks have
lead here,
fallen.
30 minutes in. Taking the mid-racks. Mickey will spend it
Dire's
by the
bottom
MKB,
tower
just wanting
is
to
under
have
attack.
something to try and fight Alliance with.
Dire's structures are fortified.
An aggressive move here from Alliance where they still have the Aegis
Are
for a
those
minute and a half. They
cracks
still
in
have the
Dire's
cheese
top
on Nico,
tower?
baby.
Nikobaby just takes the armor corruption. He doesn't even take the blur evasion talisman. Doesn't need it.
Okay. If he can take him down the once, concoction out onto. Okay, they will manage to bring down Nico, baby, the first time. Boxing team come up the ball, black hole. Knocking him down, and they've got enough damage to take him down a second time. He's still alive. He's on the turn. Takes everyone's boxing. Nico, baby's able to survive for it all. The X comes out from the hands game. Cardi got Mickey. Shackle shot down to the two of them. Nico, baby, he's thinking about getting back in.
Unstoppable!
Straight back over to Mickey. As that's Mickey
beating
down
on
and out,
Dire's
he's
top
spent
tower.
up fully for that MKB. He's out of the
Dire's
game for
top
70
tower
seconds.
fallen.
They try their best there with the Black Altar to catch Nikobaby on the respawn,
Dire
but they
might
just
have to
couldn't
say
kill him the
goodbye to
second
their top
time.
barracks.
I I think he may have been able to get him if he black holed perfectly, but
Dire's
he
top
actually
barracks
black holed a
have
bit
fallen.
early. The Aegis came up, and
Dire's
nikobaby was like
top
a
barracks are
fraction
under
of life, and he
attack.
gets the cheese off because of that. I think if they timed it perfect, maybe they get the kill. Not sure if it would end up winning the fight for them, but a small thing can matter
Dire's
in these
top
type of
barracks
games.
are
As
getting
Alliance
banged up.
clean up the racks, and they're going to be able to back away and maybe even go for more, as Limp's already pushing bottom. nikobaby's
Dire's
just going
bottom
to
tower is
eviscerate
being
these
chipped
supports now with the
away.
little fire. Ghost Scepter's not going to help you anymore. He's waiting, looking for his target.
Dire's bottom tower needs
Wipers out of the
help.
game for 50. Staying all by himself some stage with the Ghost Scepter. But you know the nikobaby's going to be ready to jump straight back in if anyone
Dire's
gets over
bottom
his way.
tower is
Foxy
under attack.
trying to stop that from happening. He drops the Malphite down onto nikobaby. Liquid trying to step forward, but they're losing their base. Once
Dire's
again, the
bottom
tier 3
tower
goes
is
down.
shattered to little pieces.
Rax exposed.
Dire's bottom
Nikobaby's in
barracks
it.
are under
That's
attack.
straight away. He looks for the jump. He's going to move on to a Sadia Tiger, trying to turn and lock them down, but the shackle shot is coming.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
He's caught in position. He's out of the game. No buyback, of course, still available on the Esta as Alliance. They'll clean up
Dire
the
let
third
all
set
their
of
bottom
racks.
towers fall.
Nikobaby just
Monster
got
kill!
chased.
Own
Jumps over. Game over.
Double kill.
Game over.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
It was sort of a
Triple
very
kill.
sort of slow and steady win from Alliance, but a
Radiant wins.
very short one.